Alright, y'all. Today's the day. Get started on pulling the motor on this thing. Got the carport all cleaned out. Put up these nice benches here. And yeah, we're about to get this thing rolling. Just gonna do a quick startup video of it. Show you guys the dealio. Last time this motor's gonna start in this car. 24,000 on it. Nice, good running LS3. Vibrating the carport a little bit. Yeah, there's no issues with this motor. It's just not going to be able to handle the power that I'm shooting for, so that's why it's got to come out. Yeah, I got the other motor here. I'll show you guys that in a little while. There it is, the LS3. Get a little rev video. She's a ripper. Well, first things first, I'm gonna get this rig up in the air here. Got the old Harbor Freight jack just picked up on sale. Hopefully it's low enough. Looks like it is. Get her up on some stands. Got these ZL1 jack pads on here. Well worth the money, let me tell you. When I first got this car, doing the headers and the exhaust and stuff like that, it is impossible to get this thing jacked up. It was such a pain in the ass. But we got those on there now. It makes life so much easier. So, as we can see, we don't have a lift in here, so whatever helps. But yeah, I'm gonna get it up in the air. Probably start by dropping the tank. I have a 4 Innovations dual pump system going in. It's gonna be running on E85, so I gotta get all that gasoline out of there, blah blah blah. You know the deal. So to get the tank out, I gotta drop the drive shaft, the exhaust, all that. So I'm gonna get to work on getting this thing up in the air and get right back to you. Alrighty, got her up in the air now. It definitely helps having 2 jacks getting these cars up. Because you get one side up and it's teetering, and that just makes life so much easier. We got her up on stands on wood. I guess first things first, drop the exhaust, then the drive shaft, and then the fuel tank. Just laid out my fuel system here. It's a dual pump from 4 Innovations. I think they are 2 460s. I'll double check for that. But regulator, filter, check valve, like all the fittings. Here's the rails here. The AN tools. FC3 system. So this thing has this right here, which is called a honeycomb sensor. This goes into your intake manifold, I believe, and once it sees a certain boost pressure, it'll kick on the second pump here, because you have your primary and your secondary, and the secondary will only come on when you need it. Try and keep the heat down in your fuel system. Stainless lines, I gotta cut them, and I gotta figure out exactly where I want to put these fittings. Like, here's a Y. I'm gonna split it at the rail, I think. We'll see. Undecided. But yeah, I got all the Milwaukee tools ready. I swear by these things. Make life so much easier. I just got this pack out kit, and this is just what I keep in my dump truck when I'm going out to a job or whatever. So I own an excavation company, in case you guys didn't know. But yeah, so we're gonna drop this tank out, and then I'll get right back with you guys. I'll try and update you along the way, show you exactly what you gotta do, how you gotta do it, and when you gotta do it. All right. All right, guys. First things first, gonna drop this X pipe here. Do these clamps and put the long tubes here. I'm gonna have to pop this little cover off for the fuel lines. Disconnect them here. Got the tank. Here's the straps for the tank. I'm pretty sure this is the evap system right here. I'm gonna have to disconnect all that. And the tank on these cars goes over the drive shaft, and the exhaust here is on both sides. So drive shaft's gotta come. Probably the heat shield. We'll see, unless that'll come with the tank. But I have an aluminum straight shaft that's gonna be going in this car anyway. So I'm ditching that two-piece. I don't know if you can see that there. But it has a carrier bearing, and it's a two-piece shaft. But that's got to go. So I'm gonna get started on this, and I'll get right back with you guys. We don't need that where we're going. Exhaust out. Little two-piece drive shaft out. Here's the new drive shaft that's going to be going in. Adapter plates. Nice billet. Bolts. All that good stuff. But yeah. I'm gonna start dropping the tank here. Okay. So, it looks like these e-brake lines might run over or under it, so I might need to pop them. Looks like I could probably pop them right here. No big deal. Gonna have to disconnect the evap system here, or whatever this is. I'm pretty sure there's a pump that goes from side to side to level it off. But yeah, back to you guys when I get the tank out, and that will be on to the next step. Well, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. That was much more of a pain in the ass than I expected. That is for sure. As you can see here, the tank kind of goes up like that. Well, that goes up and over your rear cradle, I guess you call it, subframe. So I had to drop that down enough to let me slide that out. A little crazy for a fuel tank, but it's what it is. I'm looking at this tank now, and I'm not sure if my pump setup is going to be deep enough. Well, or if that's going to be deep enough. I'm going to pop this out here and blow it all off and get all the crap off it and undo that. And then I guess we're going to see. So here it does have the, it looks like a smaller pump to transfer it over this hump here. So I'm not sure how that's going to work. After seeing how hard this thing was to get out, I mean, it could have been worse, but it definitely wasn't the easiest thing I've ever done. But after seeing that, I'm thinking I might end up just getting it over with and putting a fuel cell in it. But I'm going to open this up, think about it a little bit, and we'll figure it out from there. Alright guys, so here it is. Looks like I may be able to fit this other setup in there. So this thing does, this other side here does pump over to here. There's a line in there that hooks right to this nipple here. So I just got to make sure all that's going to work with the new setup. So it looks like I'm going to pop these clips here on the basket, slide the whole pump assembly out, and I think I just use this basket on that other assembly if it's going to fit. But we'll see. Time will tell. I'm going to go take this apart and I'll get back with you. Alright guys, so here's a little update. So I don't think I'm going to be using the basket. It seems like this just drops right in there. This is the fuel sending unit, or the tank level sending unit. And you want to make sure that not to bend this when you're taking it in and out, of course. This is what tells you if you're about to run out of gas or not. So I got to clip this connector off. I got these connectors on here, and then it's just going to mount right here to these two holes. And then on top here, these are going to mount. I'm going to have to cut off the factory plug on that harness there you see on the ground. Then splice these two in for the fuel level. These are going to go to this harness I have here, which is going to go to this control module here, the FC3 system. And yeah, then we'll be able to get some fuel rolling. I just gotta, after I figure all this out, get this all together, I gotta figure out exactly where I need to put all these fittings. I gotta find a good spot to mount the regulator, the filter, the Y, all that stuff. Figure out where exactly how I'm gonna run it. Blah blah blah. There's only one thing that I'm not sure of right now, and this is where that other lift pump connects to on the other side of the tank to get it over that hump. This doesn't have anywhere to hook, so I'm not sure if I can just leave this connector sitting in there in the tank and then it'll just fill up the side of the tank when it needs to, or if it has to be hooked to this somehow. So I'm gonna do a little research on that, because I definitely don't want to have to drop this tank back out. As I said before, it was not too much fun. Well, got a little tarp hung up here now. Got a little heat rolling. Cold up here in Pennsylvania. Yeah. Here's a little trick I'm not sure if you guys ever heard of before, but Ziploc baggies, label them. Makes your life a lot easier when it's going back together, you know. When I go to hang the tank, and they're like, oh, tank straps, need this, all these bolts. Drive shaft, that's what I need. You can also do something like this, you know, get a little divided container, set up coffee cans, label them. There's a few ways to do it. I personally like the Ziploc technique. That's something my father taught me years ago. Taught me a lot about all this stuff. But, yeah, we're rolling over here, so I'm gonna get back to finishing up this basket. So I definitely want to at least get that tank sealed up tonight. Don't want to leave that open. And yeah, I'll be back with another update soon. Alrighty guys, so I got this in there. I didn't lock it in yet. It's all ready to go, but I'm gonna call for Innovations in the morning because it's getting late now. They're not going to be open, and I just want to make sure that that line that comes from this lift pump on this side over to here, it will be all right just laying down in there. I mean, I think it will be. I don't see why it wouldn't, but you know, just to be safe, these guys at For Innovations seem like they know what they're talking about pretty good. So give them a call in the morning. Yeah, here we got the 2 fuel level sender wires here. That's going to go to the stock harness. These are going to go to the harness I have for the PC3. I have to make up some lines for my feed and return and everything in between. So basically, this is what we have here. So you got your little, I know on airlines it's called a ferrule, but I'm not sure if they're called the same for fuel lines, but that, you slip that into the stainless piece. You make sure the cone shape is facing out. Then you put it on, and it's just compression from there. Seals are up. There you go. So, probably, like I said, I'm gonna wait until tomorrow to fuck with this. And so yeah, since I'm gonna wait on this, I think the next step tonight, probably get the front bumper off. I'm thinking, because I can't put the drive shaft in until the tank's back up, obviously. And I mean, the bumper's gonna have to come off eventually anyway. So I think that is the next step up there. I got this vise mounted here, and Four Innovations gave me these soft jaw little fittings here. It's actually a pretty nice setup. They're magnetic. Got two little magnets on the back there, and they just stick right in your vise, and then you clamp your stainless piece right in here or here, whichever way you end up cutting it, and it just keeps it from fraying and getting all messed up. Makes life a little easier. I mean, like that around here. So yeah, I'll probably get started on the bumper, and that's gonna be the next move tonight. All right, guys, I'm about ready to call it a night here. So anyways, we're left off with this. There's that one line in the tank, like I said, comes over from this lift pump. Not sure where it goes. There's this little nipple here that looks like it'll fit perfectly, but I just want to be sure because it's right under the return. I don't want to go backing up the system or anything crazy. Do it right the first time. But I took a break from that. I got the here, got the wheel wells out, so that's pretty straightforward. There's a couple those stupid little body clips that always break. You got 3 10mm bolts up there that hold the front bumper. Got those off, got the bumper off, both sides. I took both wheel wells out just so I have room to deal with everything when I go to put the new motor in and the turbo kit and all that. So that was a good start. You got these body clips up here. You got to take this bolt out. There's two, I think 10mm that go up from the bottom. So yeah, all pretty straightforward. I didn't really videotape too much of that, but got that tucked over there. And I just wanted to clean up a little bit. So I got a fresh start tomorrow. I'm gonna do a little research and see what I can figure out about this pump system. Make sure everything's going how I want it to go. I'm thinking I'm probably gonna mount the regulator on the firewall somewhere. And there's not a whole lot of room in these cars, so I don't know, we'll see. We will see, but I'm thinking regulator up here and fuel filter somewhere under here. I'll figure that all out tomorrow. I'm thinking I probably want to get this motor running on the fuel system, make sure everything's all good to go and ready to rip for when I get the new motor in. But yeah, that's about it. I'm gonna do a little research and get some sleep and get back to it tomorrow. But, there's a nice little kit I got on, I think it was like eBay or Amazon or something, like $30. It's got a bunch of random body pans and stuff like that, because you know they always break. You got the little pry tools. They help a lot. Some of these little zip tie things that go into the body. Yeah, not bad for like $30. It's not the best tools or pins, but there's certain stuff you can cheap out on and some stuff you can't. You know, like you don't buy a cheap impact. I love the Milwaukee stuff. I swear by it. Yada yada. But alright, I will get back with you guys tomorrow. All right. A little side note for you. Got the Banshee suspension in. Nice Elkas. They look really good. A-arms finally showed up. See, so I'll have a video coming out about that pretty soon. I don't know if it's gonna happen before the Camaro or not. Got to get that baby right there going again. A little sneak peek to the motor, but I don't want to show too much of that. Yeah. So that's gonna be what's. I don't know. Like I said, I don't think that's gonna happen before the Camaro's done. We'll see how much time I have. But yeah. I'm kind of new to this whole YouTube thing, so I mean, whatever you guys think about how I should do things differently, any tips you have, all that good stuff, you know, feel free to drop a comment below, and I'll see what I can do to make this even more enjoyable for you guys. But if you enjoy the build, you like what I'm doing, feel free to subscribe and like. I appreciate any of the support. Thank you guys. All right, day 2 of the Camaro build. And I started messing a little bit. I took off my strut brace here. Pulled off this little piece of the cowl. Look at all this room for activities we have in here. I'm thinking maybe mount the regulator and the check valve up in here. Drill like a little hole to get it through. Something like that, because this panel ain't too bad to pop off. So if I want to adjust my pressure, it'll be easy to get to. But we'll see what happens. And I'm thinking about just pulling this motor right on out. Because, you know, getting that fuel system running on this motor and then transferring over to the new motor, I don't know if everything's going to be able to be ran the same way as the turbo kit and all that. So I don't know how much extra line I have for fuel and all that. So I figured I'm just going to go ahead and yank this one. And then we'll just get the fuel system running on the new one. Well, this is what it is. No big deal. I don't think it's going to give us an issue once I get it all laid out, figured out. Okay, so I'm going to start off by pulling off my intake here. If I pull the coils, I'll pull the intake manifold off. I'll get my lift plate on, get all my wiring disconnected. I got to drain the fluids, stuff like that. So I'm going to start on pulling this intake off and dig into a little bit of this on top. And I'll get right back with you guys. Alright guys, got the intake out. I got the coil packs off. It's pretty easy with the coil packs, you know, you just have these studs holding the whole bracket on, and they all just plug into this one plug here. Boom, boom, boom. That comes right off. Next I gotta disconnect my fuel lines, pull out the injectors. Actually, I could probably leave the injectors. I don't know, we'll see if I can get around them. Unbolt the intake, pull that all off, and then I'm gonna pull the headers. Any of the rest of the wiring harness. I still have to drain it. I didn't drain it. Now I'm going to do that too. And then unbolt the trans and motor mounts. This baby will slide right on out. Probably have to take the hood off. I'd better off give me a little more room to work. Here's the little coil pack bracket. See, all come off together. Nice and simple. Gotta love that LS, baby. Not bad. Yes, I drink my coffee out of a beer glass. Don't judge me. Ain't that bad. All right. So yeah, here we go. All right, getting things done around here. I got my intake off, got my lift plate set on there. I gotta get some washers for the bolts because they're a little long to hold that down. Oh, my light's dying. Look at that. Well, yeah. Anyway, I got a lot of the electrical off. I got the coolant drains here. It's just about done. I had to pull the headers. Still gotta drain the oil. A couple other little things. The AC, I'm thinking I'm gonna try and unbolt the compressor and see if I can leave it in the car. That way I don't have to disconnect it and make a damn mess everywhere, because I don't have one of those fancy tools to remove it. So we'll see what happens there. I'm hoping I can just leave it in there. When I did the motor in my Saab, I was able to do that. I'm not sure if I'm gonna have enough room here, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I haven't got that far yet. But yeah, I just gotta disconnect a few other things and motor mounts and trans. But we're getting there. Getting there a little bit at a time. I did break a couple things pulling the intake. Forgot about this sensor. Stupid mistake. You know, but it happens. It's only a sensor, not the end of the world. And then this little evap line that goes from the throttle body. Because you can't really see it under there. But it goes down something like that. You know, but another thing I missed, so it broke right there, but nothing too major, but stupid little mistakes. They add up, you know. But I'm not too worried about it. I'll get a new sensor and a new hose and be done. Now I know. I should have known, but whatever. Start yanking on it, and then next thing you know, she's broken. Well, hopefully we don't break nothing else. So yeah, I'm going to drop the headers, grab the oil out of it, finish up a little electrical on the passenger side there, and then I need to get somebody here to help me get my hood off, because I don't think the hoist is gonna clear that there, but we'll see. Maybe one of my buddies is around today to give me a hand. But yeah, I'll get right back with you. Alright guys, we got the headers off here, so that all went good. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull off my water pump housing and all this front accessory stuff, just to give me a little bit more room here. I'll probably pull my electric fan shroud out, but it's nice that these have the electric fans, because it does give you some more room to work with there. Not too bad. I got this side header up too, most of the harness undone. And then, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to unbolt my AC compressor right there. See if I can leave it in there while I'm pulling the motor. I think I can. I haven't tried it on an LS yet, but I think it won't be an issue. So, yeah, I gotta do that. Unbolt my motor mounts and unbolt the trans, and we'll be ready to rock. But, yeah. We're going. We're doing. Alright, everybody, it's time. I think I got everything disconnected. Got my bell housing undone, the headers, all that stuff out. I decided to leave the front accessories on because I think I have plenty of room to sneak it out. It'll be a little easier to get them off after the motor's out. I got the motor mounts out. I lifted it up a little bit. She's pretty loose in there. Oh, don't want that to happen. So, got that. Got my jack under the trans here, holding that up. Got that under there. I might have to pry them apart a little bit. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, I'm gonna yank this thing out real quick, and I'll show you guys when she's out. Well, there it is, boys. Good old LS3. Dowel pins gave me a little bit of trouble, but just had to keep on wiggling. I was able to keep my AC here. That was able to stay, which is nice. Bracket here. Now it's going to be time to heat wrap everything, and with the turbos you have a lot more heat in the engine bay because of all the extra piping and stuff, and everything's a little tighter. So I'm going to wrap everything. I have some shields that are going to go in, and that'll help prevent anything melting, so we don't want any of that. But yeah, glad I got that out. A little bit of a pain in the butt by myself, but gotta make do with what you got. Here we are, building it out in a carport with a tarp. Well, you gotta do what you gotta do. You don't gotta be rich to go fast, you know. But yeah, so tomorrow, like I said, I'm gonna be working on that wrapping. I gotta swap the accessories and stuff over from that. And yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna try using a headband for some of the footage and stuff, instead of me just kind of pointing my finger and telling you what's going on, because I noticed some of the videos have just been a little dodgy, a little notchy, you know. So I'll see if I can make that a little better so you can actually see what I'm doing. But yeah, so that's the game plan for tomorrow. I'll probably call it a night tonight, maybe just clean up a little bit. And then yeah, I gotta get my clutch on the new motor. I guess I'll be unboxing that and showing you guys that deal. But yeah, stay tuned till tomorrow, guys. Just one more thing, guys. I just want to let everybody know if you have any questions on anything. I know I try and explain things pretty good, but you know, if there's something I missed or something that, you know, you weren't able to see because I stopped the film, did something and started it again, you know, feel free to drop a comment or message me, you know, because I don't mind helping people out, you know.